Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a hot, steamy, boiling Monday afternoon, June the 29th, 2026. Thank you all for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/PeterJoseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to my other channels as well. Links will be down below in the gobbledygook. My pods, you know where they are. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, present, and the future, Conan, on my respective channels. But don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, burned at the stake, and then Ozzy and Satan will come out and then eat your burnt soul. So don't do it. Go to your dead channel and do that shit. Because you're not going to do it on mine. You don't like it? That's tough shit, bitch. The way it is. That's that. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL, little man. And you better know what SOL means. I've been saying it for almost 17 years. So, if you don't know, you're out of luck, bitch. And that's that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and all that other good shit. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice, tasty, cold one. I don't have one at the moment because I am going to be running out a little bit to a doctor appointment. So, next video, I will have a nice, tasty, cold one. But when you gotta do some other things, you can't really have a cold one. But if I had a cold one, it would be right next to me, right here, off camera. But it is what it is, and we don't drink alcohol. So, if you think I do, you are totally fucked up in the head, and you need to see a doctor, because there's something wrong with your brain, and that's pretty much it. So, put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great, you know, that's too bad for you, and that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this hot, steamy Monday afternoon, June the 29th, 2026, the day before the end of June, and the first half of The Price is Right, the first half of the year. We'll begin the second half of the year on Wednesday as we turn the calendar over to July and begin the second half of the year as we count down to the end of the year. And that's New Year's Eve, a little over 5 months away. So, we got that. So, happy Monday. Gotta be hot here in the Northeast this week. Gotta dodge some thunder boomers. Pretty much a little bit tomorrow and mostly this weekend, which sucks, because 4th of July weekend, a lot of people going away, fireworks going off pretty much everywhere in America, pretty much the Northeast corridor, Nathan's hot dog eating contest, you know, got some other events this weekend, you know, hopefully it doesn't rain on your parade and all that other shit, and your barbecues and picnics and all that other good stuff. But be safe and be well. Just stay away from the thunder boomers. If you see them, run for cover. And that's pretty much it. But we got Monday Night Raw coming up in a couple hours, actually, at 6 p.m. Special start time of 6 p.m. on Netflix. They're double taping Raw and SmackDown. We'll see SmackDown this Friday, a 2-hour show as we begin July with the 2-hour shows. And we'll see where we're going after Night of Champions, which we'll get into in a second. And we're on the road to Saturday's main event. 2 weeks from Saturday, July 18th, from the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. And then, pretty much, we're on the road to SummerSlam 3 weeks after that. We're 5 weeks away from SummerSlam. So, we're kind of on two roads to Madison Square Garden and to Minnesota for SummerSlam Night 1 and 2, the biggest party of the year. Next to WrestleMania, of course. One of the big four, so we're at number 3 right now. We got Survivor Series coming up in November. So, as soon as we hit Survivor Series, you know the summer is pretty much almost over. So, but we're getting there. But I hope you're still alive after this weekend's festivities with Night of Champions and that triple header we had last night with Slammiversary, Great American Bash from NXT, and a great Forbidden Door, which I'll I'll review probably later after Raw. because lots of videos coming today. Probably about 3, maybe 4 videos today, because I did a lot yesterday, and I'm tired. So, I want to pump everything out as I can, then take a little mini, about a day or 2 off, and then get back to normal, and then we'll see what happens with that as we get the 4th of July weekend. But thank you for watching this video on the Peter Joseph channel. I'm Peter Joseph, your gracious host. Big ups to Ozzy, of course. The man, the legend, my metal dad. And you know who my metal mom is? Not Sharon. It's Maria Brankoff in this moment. Love her. But I digress. I love everybody. But we move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this hot, steamy Monday, on video number 1 of a couple, it is time for your really quick Night of Champions review. Alright, so we start off the weekend with Night of Champions from the land of sand. We are at Saudi Arabia at the Kingdom Arena. Wasn't great, but still, we have a king, we have a queen, and some interesting, well, one of those, the queen chose her opponent. Now, I spoiled it. The king will be picking his opponent, tonight on Raw. Could be Roman, could be whoever wins the WWE title between Cody, Sami, and Walter. Well, I think we all know who that person won the title, unexpectedly, I might add, but we will get to him in a minute. And a whole lot more cage match between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, little bloody, and a whole lot more at Night of Champions. Alright, so as always, our commentary team, a little bit different from usual pay-per-views, the legend Michael Cole and Corey Slave. Since Bad News Wade Barrett was back in the States doing NXT with Big Joseph, we'll see him back on SmackDown, hopefully this Friday. We'll see him tonight for the tapings, but Friday on the USA Network for the SmackDown taping. Which I think you can see on Friday on a VPN, I think, but we'll see. Alright, so we start off Night of Champions with the King of the Ring finals. We had the Yeet-Man, Jey Uso, taking on, well, the Buddha, the Destroyer, the Bringer of War, the mountain you cannot climb, the mountain you cannot conquer, the One and One. He has so many names, it's just insane. The man from Wakanda, Femi. Now, I thought it was going to last a little bit longer, but it lasted just under 8 minutes. Alright, so Jey comes out from the top of the arena, as always. And then, Oba comes out. Oba gets pissed off. And then, knocks Jey to the outside. You know, Jey got a few moves in. Not much. We get some basement drop, super kicks from Jey. Superfly splash hits, but he only got a 1 count. Because Oba no-sells everything almost. And Oba chokeslam him for a near fall. Jey goes back with a spear. Hits another Superfly splash, but his ribs are all fucked up. That's what happens when you hit the splash. So he hit that one. Didn't get a cover. Goes up top again for a third Superfly splash. Hits that for a near fall. But Oba comes right back with a Tiger uppercut. And that was pretty much it for Jey. Jey gets thrown like yesterday's garbage. And then Oba hits Fall from Grace. 1, 2, 3. Clean win. No Brock Lesnar. Might see him tonight in Philly, but we'll see. So Oba is the king of the ring in under 8 minutes. Match was 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Oba gets on the mic with Byron Saxton and says that Jey might have been able to beat one man, but he couldn't beat Fate and Destiny. And Jey couldn't beat Oba either because he is the Buddha, the Destroyer, and all his other mannerisms. And now he's the king. We'll find out tonight who he chooses. Chooses Roman or he chooses the WWE champion. I think it's obvious he's going to pick Roman. But you got Brock Lesnar kind of lingering in the background. So will Oba go, do both nights and face Brock on night 1 and then Roman on night 2 for the world title and lose? He'll probably win one of those nights. Probably be, he'll beat Brock because Brock's most likely actually going to retire on night 1. And then night 2, I think it's going to be a good match, but a lot of people saying, oh, Roman's only going to be a short-term champ. He's leaving after SummerSlam to do more movies. He's not going to be, his semi-full-time self. Like he said, I'm going to be here for the summer. Well, the summer ain't over till pretty much Labor Day, so Roman will probably be around after SummerSlam, so I think Roman will retain over Oba. They're going to push Oba to the moon, but I don't think they're going to give him the title, after beating Brock at Mania. Pushing him all the way to SummerSlam and giving him the title. I'd rather Roman win, not by or maybe by chicanery with Jacob and the Usos and blah, blah, blah. And then, they go all the way to maybe the Royal Rumble. Oba wins the Royal Rumble, then faces Roman again at Mania 43 in Saudi Arabia, beats him there, and then Roman goes away for a while. That's what I would do. That's how I would book it. But I'm just a almost 50-year-old schmuck from New York that went perfect, by the way, in predictions for not for this one. I went 6-1, I think 6-2. And anniversary, I went 6-2. But the Bash and Forbidden Door, perfect. I went 7-0 for the Bash, 9-0 every match. And we're not counting the pre-show matches. 9-0 for Forbidden Door. I thought I was going to at least lose a few of them for Forbidden Door, but I was right on everything. How the cage match was going to end. The men's and women's Owen Hart Cup finals. I knew who was going to win there. Kenny and Zack Sabre Jr. kind of know who was going to win there. The Bucks match, obviously, who's going to win there. There was only maybe one match. I could have saw somebody maybe winning. I think it was, Mox and Bandito was kind of a toss-up. I think everybody was going to pick Mox, so I picked Mox. So, but anyway. All right, so Oba is the king. We'll see what happens with him tonight and who he picks. But it's probably going to be Roman. And Roman will be in the building. And so will Sami. I spoiled it. It is what it is. Alright, there we go. Mr. Danhausen! I will curse you. He comes out for a little chitty chat, happy, because he has come into a lot of human money as of late. But then, the World Women's Champion, Liv Morgan, trouble, that's me. Cherry lips and say it once, say it twice, and I'll give it to you all night. Bite me. She could bite me all night, but I digress. Alright, so she comes out and says the WWE is not happy with how much money Danhausen has taken from them, and pretty much they want their money back, but instead Danhausen's like, well, you ain't getting your money back, and Liv's like, all mad, and he's like, you know what, Liv? You are cursed! And then she slaps Danhausen. Oh, now you're really cursed, Liv. Well, and that gets to match number 2 for the Queen of the Ring crown. We have Liv against Io! My girl Io, my third wife Io. Non-title match, because it's not for the title. Obviously, it's for the Queen of the Ring crown. Pretty good match. Well, not as good as the first match. Well, a little bit better than the first match, let's put it that way. Just under 15 minutes, back and forth they went. There's a point where Liv, Io was charging in the corner. Liv picked her up, and Io, who's usually, can land on her feet pretty easily, she goes over the turnbuckle, lands on the steps, and then she's screaming, I was like, what the fuck? And she banged up her leg. It looked like really badly, but even after she won the match, and continued with the match, she was like, what leg injury? And then Liv took advantage of that with that half crab, and then torqued on it even more, like she did to Charlotte on SmackDown. And then, I don't know how, but Io got out of that. Which, she made another comeback, but her knee gave out. Liv knocks her in the corner. She goes up top, gets taken down with a super Spanish fly. Who taught you that, Io? I wonder who. What was me? Hits that, then goes back up top, hits the over the moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Queen EO, as I predicted at the start of this tournament, and over the same way. So EO gets the win in just under 15 minutes. So EO is the queen, and pretty much I think it was Jackie Redmond gets in the ring, and it was Jackie or Byron talks to EO, and EO's like, I am the queen! And then she looks at Liv and says, Liv, I see you at SummerSlam. Obviously, she's not going to pick Mommy Rhea Ripley, who's not even cleared yet. I don't know what's going to happen with the SmackDown Women's Championship, because we don't know how Mommy Rhea Ripley's knee is. If she can be cleared by SummerSlam. They might have to vacate it at this point. I mean, we'll see. But we're 5 weeks away from SummerSlam, so we got the women's world title match on the line, the Raw Women's Championship. Liv Morgan, EO 2, Electric Boogaloo, and I think EO will win the Raw Women's Championship once again. And Judgment Day will pretty much split. They're just about to, because Roxanne Perez, they don't even care about her. Raquel's going for the women's IC title, probably lose that to Sol Ruka. And then JD McShock, he's all shocked and everything. And Dom Dom's probably going to lose that Triple R Mega Championship, probably by the end of August at that show. Because it was announced that Triple R and NXT are running shows the same freaking day. I don't know at the same time, but with All In. But All In's at 3 o'clock. So I think the Triple R and NXT shows are at 8 o'clock. So 3 pay-per-views on the end August. So another long day of wrestling from pretty much from 3, I say, to about 11-ish. Maybe midnight. But I think about 3 to 11. So about 8 plus hours of wrestling. It'll be 9 if you count the pre-show for All In. So about 9 hours of wrestling coming up at the end of August. And then the week before, remember, August 23rd is Lockdown from TNA. So lots of stuff in August after SummerSlam. We got a couple weeks break, and then we go right to Chicago for Lockdown. And then we're flying over to London for All In. And then Edinburgh, Texas has Triple R and NXT Heatwave. So, I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll see. When we get there. Let me move on. Alright, so Io's the queen. That's that. Alright, we got a recap of the world title match. Cody beat Walter at Clash in Italy. Walter's foot was on the rope. We all know the story there. So that's a little hype video for that. Alright, match number 3, inside a steel cage, brother. Seth freaking Rollins. So he comes out, takes on Braun Breaker in a cage. Cage was filled with weapons already. Chairs, table. I mean, it was crazy. Braun got busted wide open underneath his eye. I don't know how that happened. I think I think it was hardware blood. Because Braun's going for a superplex through the table, and I think the table got, messed up his eye or something like that. I don't know. But he was gushing some blood. So he saw some blood, at least. So it was good. So Breaker comes back with a suplex into the super spear. Seth somehow kicked out of that. So Braun goes for the door, because I think he can win by pinfall, submission, and escaping the cage. So, kind of normal rules, if you think about it. Rollins cuts him off. They bring it back in. And Braun tries for a spear, hits the table in the corner, which allows Seth to hit a pedigree. Then a stomp for a near fall. And then Braun's like... And Seth's like, alright, I'm gonna fuck you up and I'm gonna end this fucking feud. Goes up to the second rope, super stomp. 1, 2, 3, 19 minutes. There you go. Seth Rollins finally beats Braun Breaker. Hopefully ends this goddamn feud. And we'll see where Seth Rollins goes from here as we go to Fabulous Main Event and to SummerSlam. I think he'll still be in the title picture, but we'll see. That's that. Alright, match number 4 for the United States title, the men's US title. We got Trick Willie Shamon and Little Yachty. He takes on Isa's nephew, Ricky Starks. It was a good match. A little, maybe not so much a cool down. Little Yachty got involved as Ricky kind of fakes getting hit with the kendo stick, and the referee kind of, was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Not Yachty, you get out." And Trick's like, "What are you doing?" So then they fight on the floor for a little bit, but in the end, under 11 minutes, Ricky goes for Rochambeau, gets countered to a backdrop. But Ricky avoids a running knee in the corner, hits a tornado, sets up a tornado DDT, hits that, and he gets a weird top rope elbow. It wasn't a Macho Man elbow or anything, but Ricky got a near fall on that. Goes for another tornado DDT, Trick blocked that, hits the trick shot, 1, 2, 3, to retain the United States title. But afterwards, Ricky was a spoil sport, goes after Trick again, but Yachty comes back with a kendo stick. Then he hits the People's Elbow, or as Corey Graves called it, the People's Elbow. Okay, Corey. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Maybe Yachty faces Ricky Starks on SmackDown. I don't care. And that's pretty much it. We move on. Alright, I think it was match number 6, 5 or 6, I forget. But anyway, after that, Women's U.S. title on the line. We had Jade Cargill takes on, it's Tiffy time! Daddy! What? I won! I kept my title! I told you you had faith in me! I know, Sunshine, you won. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised, but you did good. You beat that chick with the gray hair. Yeah, I beat her, but she wants another match. Nah, I don't think she's gonna fight you. She's gonna fight that other blonde chick that you don't like. Oh, yeah, that chick. I beat her, too, at WrestleMania. Now I'm not going to do anything at SummerSlam. Can I have your credit card? I got to go out. Okay, here you go. It's Tiffy. It's Tiffany Stratton. My girl, Tiffy. Alright. Now, I thought everybody and their mom thought that Jade was going to win the title here, right? Wrong. Well, so the baddies come out. B-Fab and Mia Yim, they get involved as, They get involved, and then Chelsea Green, Madam President, pops up from underneath the ring to take both Mia Yim and B-Fab out. B-Fab gets thrown into the title podium. Ow! And then Chelsea grabs the title, so Jade pulls her inside, tries to grab the title. And the referee's like, oh, I don't know. I was like, what's the referee? It was like, no DQ here. And then Charlotte kind of limps to the ring, or limps from I don't know where, and takes the belt, hits Jade in the face with the belt, and Tiffany goes on top, hits the prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3, and still your United States champion, Ms. Tiffany Stratton. We got that. I think Tiffany's going to face Chelsea Green at SummerSlam at this point. I mean, Jade's going to face Charlotte, which kind of fits SummerSlam itself. So, I mean, we'll see what happens on SmackDown. Spoilers will be out tonight, or later tonight, so don't read them. I might read them tomorrow, but I'm not going to read them tonight. Get that. Alright, so Tiffy beats Jade with help from Charlotte. Under 8 minutes. It was a good match. That's it. Alright, then we get to the main event of Night of Champions for the SmackDown World title. Triple threat match. Walter, Sami, Cody. I was hoping that there would be a title change here. There was a title change, but not the person I thought was going to win the title. And we get a ref bump early on. Sami pulls the ref out. Walter comes back in a powerbomb, both of them. Sami counters another powerbomb into a nice code red. That was actually nice there, Sami. Goes with a hell of a kick. It hits Walter, but Cody pulled the referee out, you bastard. Then they load up the announcer's table. I don't think it was the American announce table. It might have been the Spanish announce table. Cody versus a package pile driver. I wonder who did that. Oh, Sami. Little Kevin Steen homage. And Cody backdrops Sami through the other table, the Spanish table, for a big crash. Walter's back for another powerbomb through the American table. And the sleeper has Cody in big trouble on the inside of the ring. And then the referee's like, 2. Sami dives in to keep the arm from falling, earning Walter's wrath. And then Exploder sends Walter into the corner. Sami hits a hell of a kick for a near fall. Cody comes back with a Cody cutter, that fake ghillie cutter, bang, Since that, Walter, Sami gives Cody Crossroads, his own version of Crossroads. Then he grabs a sleeper on Walter as Cody comes back for a double Crossroads. That was actually impressive, Cody, for once. Then he tries it on Sami Zayn by himself, but Sami, with a forward roll basically a forward roll, goes to the pin. 1, 2, 3, with a new SmackDown pretty much WWE Undisputed Champion Sami Zayn? What? Sami wins in his home country. That's why he won. They didn't want to upset the Saudi Arabians. So Sami, after 12 years in WWE, we were going to say 10, but it's 12. But after 12 years, Sami finally gets the World Heavyweight title. Kevin Steen's all happy. Even Killer Kross, who was at an MLW event the same day. Somebody asked, was like, "Hey, did you hear Sami Zayn won the title?" And Killer Kross goes, he just stands up and goes, and I think we saw Priscilla Kelly's like, yeah, you predicted it. Scott's like, see? You're Nostradamus. See? WWE, if you would have kept Killer Kross in the company, this would have, Kross would have been really happy. But it is what it is. But Killer Kross doing some amazing work on the indies. If you haven't seen him in MLW, please see him. If you haven't seen him in ACW, pretty much his promotion, go see him there too. Tell him I sent you. Tell him and Scarlett I sent you. No, that's not pretty much it. Alright, so that's it for Night of Champions. I thought it was pretty decent. So I'm going to give it 7.25 out of 10 stars. We'll see what happens on Raw coming up in about a couple of hours. And that's it. Alright, so I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get ready for my my doctor appointment, my therapy session, and then I'll be right back to watch Monday Night Raw, and then after Raw, I'll do my Forbidden Door review, and if I have some time later tonight, we will talk about Slammiversary, right here on the channel. So, lots of videos on the Peter Joseph channel, so stay tuned, hit that bell, give my other channels your love and support too. We're getting on the road to 1,300 subscribers on this very channel, and on the Rank channel, we're starting the road to 900 subscribers. And I'm creeping up the 1,300 on the Kill Demons channel. So, we'll see what happens there. And give my other channels your love and support. The Shadow Slayer 2.0 channel. Let's kick that up to about 50 subscribers. Hopefully by the end of the year. We'll see what happens with that. And the Metal God channel, kind of stuck right now. But hopefully we'll get to 700 subscribers by the end of the year. So please subscribe to my channels. And watch the videos, leave comments, leave stupid comments, you'll get blocked, you don't like it, tough shit. And that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, I will see you guys in a few hours after I come back from my therapy session, and then we'll watch Monday Night Raw, and then we'll talk about Monday Night Raw tomorrow. Just what I could do tonight, obviously, because I got too much stuff to do after Raw with reviews and of Slammiversary and Forbidden Door. And then Tuesday, we'll talk about NXT Great American Bash, heading into NXT, and then we'll talk about Raw as well. And then hopefully get back on a semi-normal schedule, because there's too much fucking wrestling to watch. God damn it. This is what I do. This is what I love. Talking about wrestling, talking about sports. I do this as a hobby. I don't do it just because, I got nothing to do. I got other things to do, like, I got doctor appointments. I'm not on YouTube 24/7, 365, like some people I know, but that's another story for another time. But, I got other things to do with my life. Gotta clean my house, clean my yard, hang out with the missus, hang out with my friends, hang out with my family. I got other things to do, so I'm gonna go do that. Some of you people need to kind of do that too, because you have no lives here on YouTube, so get some. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright guys, 7.25 out of 10 stars for Night of Champions, and that's it. Until next time, my friends, I'll see you guys later for more reviews, and that's pretty much it. So, stay tuned, guys, hit that bell, and until next time, peace.